Shout out to the MAGA coin, and the greatest president coin going, a MAGA coin. Have you guys ever seen a MAGA movie? Make some noise if you've seen the MAGA movie. But before I get too deep in my speech, I want to say, I know the media is going to call me crazy, me and Trump crazy for having me speaking here, but I want to make this clear. We are not. They are. You know, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, do you really know they want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom? Is that crazy? That's really insane, right? And by the way, tampon Tim Walz, he isn't a real football coach. He could never guard me. Guys, how is business? Business will be booming going against Tim Walz, tampon Tim Walz. It'd be really booming going against him.
Born in Nebraska, the 60-year-old governor in his second term has marveled at the interest in him.
I don't know if every high school geography teacher expects to be in this position at some point.
Tim Walz also coached the state champion high school football team.
Under those Friday night lights, Coach Walz motivated his players to believe they could achieve anything.
An Army National Guard veteran, he first ran for Congress in 2006, in part over concerns with the Iraq War.
Our troops deserve a plan to win the peace.
He represented a southern Minnesota district that strongly backed former President Donald Trump in 2016 and developed a bipartisan reputation that got him elected governor in 2018. Critics blamed him for a flat-footed response in 2020 to violence sparked by George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis. People we spoke to in his St. Paul neighborhood admitted he could have done more faster.
I think kind of the buck got passed, but I think you live and learn.
Walz did enact a series of police reforms, including a ban on chokeholds. He spoke to us in 2021 after Officer Derek Chauvin's conviction.
And now we're the state that convicted George Floyd's murderer, and I think what I'm hearing from folks is now let's start the hard work.
More recently, Walz signed bills expanding school meals programs.
Now,
Banning conversion therapy for minors and protecting abortion services, even visiting a women's health clinic in Minnesota with Vice President Harris. He and his wife Gwen have 2 children. His daughter was conceived through IVF.
So it wasn't by chance that when we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope.
Hope often co-stars with him in some of his most popular videos.
We want to make sure our teen drivers are not texting and...
No. I think it's actually mostly bald men.
Cut.
So Harris and Walz are here in western Wisconsin later today. Republican Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance will also be here as he follows them around the country. Our latest CBS News poll gives Trump a 1-point edge over Harris here in the Badger State. A good reminder that this is one of those states that's going to get significant time and attention from both campaigns. Vlad?
Yeah, well, Ed, the vice president did say yesterday at that rally they are the underdog, so there's work to do. Ed O'Keefe for us. Thank you, Ed.
What up, YouTube? It's Coffee on the vid. Back at it, man. And just within the last week, Edie Falco, who portrayed Carmela Soprano, is her most known role, I would say. Nurse Jackie on that series. Copland, favorite movie of mine, Sly Stallone movie. Let me know if you fuck with Copland. She's been in a lot of stuff, right? But she had this big viral, we did another video on it, I'll pin it below, speech, right? And a letter to Trump and his cult is what she called it. And she flat out was calling him a fascist and a white supremacist, and more or less was saying supporting Trump is supporting white supremacy. And yesterday, I mean, obviously you see in the speech here, Antonio Brown is rocking with Trump heavily, which he's been going hard on social network lately. And yesterday we saw the big viral news of Lord Jamar, and I ain't gonna get all into who Lord Jamar is exactly and what he stands for and his beliefs and whatnot, but if you're a fan of hip hop and Brand Nubian and all that, it was shocking to see Lord Jamar come out, and I don't want to exactly call him a Trump supporter. I'll pin that link too. We did a vid on that as well. Again, I'm not going to call him a Trump supporter, but he more or less said he's not rocking with Kamala Harris. And it's just wild, you know what I mean? Like, Edie Falco viral, calling Trump a white supremacist, and then AB and Lord Jamar both speaking in Trump's favor against Kamala Harris. And man, that AB speech right there, and for those, if you're new to the channel, you know what I mean? I'm not really the most political guy, so we're just kind of over here on this platform sitting back and watching it all play out. I'm not on one side or the other. I'm just got my popcorn and watching the show, but I want to know what you think about it all. But I gotta say, I don't know who wrote that. If AB wrote it himself, I feel like he didn't. Let me know what y'all think. Or maybe he did, man, because he sits there all day on social media coming up with some pretty funny-ish, man, some pretty catchy-ish, you know, like ever since he left the NFL, he came off kind of clout chasey, you know, he wanted to be a rapper, he wanted to be a corn star, he wanted to be all this, that, and the third, but with this whole CTESPN network-ish movement he's been pushing lately, I feel like he's got something there, like he's really, got some good momentum, and I get a kick out of some of the ish that he's talking about, you know, where I used to look at AB like, man, all these viral stunts you're doing is corny, but lately, I don't know, he's been kind of cracking me up a bit. But I gotta say, this Tampon Tim Wiles ish is like, you see in the political world, man, like the individuals that cover that are saying this is like the hardest #1 political punchline ever, going at Tim Wiles with this. And you heard in that other clip, they're talking about Friday Night Lights and everything. Like, I don't know, AB and Trump linking up was a real good move for Trump, I think. To have AB up there talking that talk, what he's talking about, like, you're not a real football coach, Tampon Tim Wiles. He was basically calling him a PDO. I'm not sure exactly about that, but I know he's been saying it on social network. But I guess this is about some initiative that he put in schools in Minnesota, where it was saying both male and female students, what was it, 4th through 12th grade, who are menstruating must be given tampons. They must be given the supplies or whatever, man. And I'm not gonna say much about that, as we gotta be careful, but y'all can, and I want to hear what y'all gotta say about that in the comments below. But AB coming at it, man, like Tampon Tim Wiles, you fake ass football coach. Like, I don't know, I gotta say, Team Trump linking with AB, like, this was a big W and for Trump momentum wise, man. Like, I don't know, I was cracking up watching that. Tim Wiles team has clapped back and said, we're not actually putting the tampons in the bathrooms, they just have to be supplied to the students. That's what it is. We're not saying they're actually in the bathrooms. I don't know, it's just crazy, man. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. But again, I want to know what you guys gotta say about it. But I do remember that, right? He was governor of Minnesota. R.I.P. George Floyd. When he was killed, the mayor of that city was stepping up to the plate and trying to get ish shaking and moving, and was kind of saying like, yo, the mayor is dragging his feet. Like, we need something to be done. And, you know, he wasn't moving like he should have been moving. And I got a subscriber, I forget her name, man. She taps in from time to time. As you guys know, I'm not a big channel like that over here, you know. And I remember she lives in Minnesota, and when all this was going down, she was telling me, like, in the comments when we were covering everything, about how the mayor seemed to be getting active, but the governor was like dropping the ball. And then you see him speaking up, taking credit as the state that convicted George Floyd's killer. But it was like, man, when everything was jumping off at first, what were you doing? Where were you? Why did you drag your feet? You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. There you have it. Edie Falco calling Trump a white supremacist, Lord Jamar, and AB. Again, the Lord Jamar thing is tricky. video pinned to that and the Edie Falco thing. Go check those out. Jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. But two successful black dudes, you know, speaking in Trump's favor over Kamala Harris. Again, the Lord Jamar situation is a little different than it's being portrayed, which is kind of good. You got to check the video out. We cover it all on that, but it's interesting. It's interesting, man. But comment, share your thoughts across the board. And how about that, man? In Minnesota, Kamala's vice president, home state where he was governor, they're actually, what, a point under, they said, the underdog. So I don't know, man. Election season's heating up. AB rocking with Trump. And yeah, before I go to, guys, I know what the mega coin is, right? That collectible coin, I think, is what he's talking about, right? Like not a coin that you, you know, one of these currencies or whatever, right? Where a lot of them are scams. Not no ish like that. I think he's talking about a collectible coin, right? But what's a MAGA movie? I've never heard of that. Someone fill me in. Thanks for watching. Hit the comments. It's Coffee. I'm gone, y'all. Peace.